folks. We've done it, folks. We've done it, folks. We've done it, folks. We've done it. We've done it. Anyway, karibu sana, everybody. Karibu sana. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is the Kenya Revolutionary. Hiya. I'll be very brief. 30 minutes, an hour max, maybe less. I don't know. But karibuni. So much happening. Of course, the biggest news so far internationally is that we will be having a new president come January 20th. And it is going to be Trump. Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president of these United States of America. Karibu sana, everybody. Karibu. I predicted there's some people who I had a bet with. So if any one of you know somebody named Pen Nyagaka, please tell him to reach out to me. He owes me my $300 and he needs to come here and tell people on camera, okay, with his camera on, showing his face, he needs to tell people that Morara is a con one. That was the bet we made 2 days ago. So please, Pen Nyagaka, if you're going to watch this on repeat, please try to get in contact with me. That $300 can go a long way. Thank you so much. For your cooperation. Anyway. Karibuni. I know a lot of people, everyone across the world were watching this as the news came in and all that, as all the states were turning red and blue and all these things. It was interesting. It was actually interesting. I knew, to me, in my opinion, I knew Trump is going to win because Trump actually won the last election. Believe you me, he won. But, Joe Biden and the Democrats did their own thing. Walifanya vitu vyao. Like I said, I argued with the Democrats about this and they were like just not trying to hear me out. It was a very controversial topic. This whole topic about the possibility that the last elections between Joe Biden and Trump, that there were some news of ballots coming from nowhere. There was also evidence of external interference in the elections. There's a documentary. It's called 200 Mules, I think, by that's Mike, the guy who sells mattress. I forgot his last name. Of course, he's a Trump supporter, but he puts together a documentary that really explains into details of how that Biden was basically rigged in to win the elections, the 2000 and 2020 elections. That is, yeah. You can go watch it, find it somewhere in the net. I think it's, just do your homework. I watched the whole thing. There was even a time when, YouTube or other social platforms like Facebook will not even let you talk about this. They will basically, strike your channel or something like that if you talked about these issues. People were arrested. I remember Trump's lawyer, what's the name? Cindy something. I forgot her name. They got into trouble. Her former campaign spokesperson, the lawyer, I forgot her name. She also was threatened. I mean, they went down hard on anybody that was close to Trump, anyone who was supporting them. The former mayor of New York, what's his name? I forgot his name. It was interesting, but if you are to look at it from an objective point of view, there was clear indication that there was some interferences, okay? The votes, because I remember, if you remember 2020, once the votes were coming. Actually, if you remember that time, when the first results were coming, it was going to be a landslide victory, just like this one, this that just we concluded. Trump was leading, then all of a sudden, the poll stations were closed, especially the one in Fulton County in Georgia, which was said to be a swing state. Georgia has never been a swing state. Georgia has always, historically, Georgia has been a red state, okay? So this whole idea that Georgia is a swing state, it's just not something that I'm buying. Last time, like I said, in Fulton County, there was video evidence of once the electoral workers were told to go home, they were closing for the day because they're saying there was like a pipe that had busted somewhere. And so they had to close the polling station. But again, they forgot that the cameras were on, and the cameras captured captured people who started stuffing votes. There was like cars coming in with bags full of votes and such like things. I mean, this was not only in Fulton County in Georgia, but there was also cases in Wayne County in Michigan. And the biggest one that actually got the national attention was in Maricopa County in Arizona, where, there was an audit that was done. People coming in with sworn affidavits talking about what transpired, the kind of mischief that happened during the process. But that's behind us. Joe Biden won, so to speak. Whether he rigged himself or not, he did that. And people who are talking about that, they clamped down on anyone who spoke about that. Even in Pennsylvania, I remember one of the judges there just stopped the counting. He was like, no, we need to stop the counting. Your mambo imeisha, it's concluded. So those are the kind of things that happen. So this time, yesterday, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just spent a very few minutes watching the election. But I was watching CNN, and at some point we just had breaking news. There's a huge batch of votes, 30,000 votes that have not been counted from the early votes that are coming in, that needs to be counted. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Where this was coming from, So it's actually the same trick that they were using from the last time when they were trying to just to sway the vote. There's lots of countless reports of some irregular activities. Okay, Gypsy Corner, I see you. Karibu sana, Gypsy Corner, karibu sana. Afro King, I see you. Had to like on the way in. Hi everyone. And Afro King, thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much. So yeah, like I said, there's a great guy reporter who wrote a book, writes books and reports on these things. His name is Greg Palast. Greg, Greg, Palast as a Palast. And he goes into detail. He reports. He's an investigative reporter, by the way. And he has reported extensively on this issue of electoral fraud, electoral rigging, not only in the US, but also in all over the country. And also mentioned this, you remember this company that was responsible was hired by the Kenyan IEBC to conduct the elections there. That Venezuelan company from Venezuela. Yes, he reports also about that. Actually, it's the same company that was responsible for the counting in Maricopa County in 2020. So, and there was issues around those machines that were kind of said to have been tabulating the votes in favor of a certain candidate. So, this whole brouhaha around this company, controversy around this company is nothing new. It has been known worldwide. In fact, that's why countries like France they say no, we don't want this. We don't want this idea of using machines to count our votes, because you can basically program them to tabulate the votes in favor of a certain candidate. Okay, and even some states, I forgot which one was it, Nevada or one of the states, they voted for non-machine voting method. Okay, so we'll do the counting with your hands. I mean, even the Great Britain, if I'm not wrong, if you live in Great Britain, the Britain, England, and the islands there that makes the Great Britain, they still do hand counting. Okay, the votes are counted by hand. It's not by any machinery, machines. Okay, same thing with France and a few other countries that they know how using voting machines can really lead to something else. So these are the things that have happened worldwide. There was a story in Brazil a few years ago where, there was a suspicion of electoral fraud. You know about that, okay? Now Mozambique is up in smoke. People are on the streets saying the elections have been rigged. They're not buying it. And right now there's, I won't say chaos, but people are standing up and saying, hey, we're not accepting this. So this is not something new. But in 2024, this past election, this that just was concluded, I was looking at the tweets, and there was a time when Trump tweeted something that was very, very interesting. He said, folks, do not try. Basically, I'm paraphrasing what he said. He was saying, do not try to mess up with the counting process. The law enforcement are on the way, and they are looking at what's happening. Okay, so he was basically saying, this time we're watching you guys, and also they're saying this time, majority of the people, especially the Trump supporters, Republicans, let me just say that, chose to the early voting thing to help out. Okay, the secret was to vote early, because the funny thing is that majority of the people usually vote on the voting day, but it seems like people prefer to vote early because they try to avoid the long lines that are there in the polling station. So majority of the Republicans, said, you know what, this time we are going to start early. There are reports that some places in Houston or whatever the case is, there were voters were being turned away, told, hey, listen, just give us your vote. Tell us who you're going to vote for. We are going to, and there was also in places in Nevada, California, where we had, the electricity went out, and, this kind of shenanigans that go on. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, let me read you any news so I can play you some videos so you can see, and we shall connect that. We shall bring it together with Kenyan politics, because this is all connected. I can see a lot of Kenyans were like, yeah. The hashtag is Meg Whitman should go back. They're trying to recall Meg Whitman. Maggie might be going home on January 20th or something like that, because she will, unless the new Secretary of State will keep her there, but I doubt it. Every administration always have their own crew, so Meg Whitman is probably going back to USA pretty soon. Okay. James Wood, Karibu. James Wood is telling me people should manage their expectations. Most Kenyans are so out of their depth with geopolitical issues. There are so many moving parts. Good morning, brother. Good morning, James Wood. Nice to see you. Hey. Oscar Odongo, I see you. Karibu sana. Gypsy Corner is reminding me that Great Britain is Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland. Thank you very much. I didn't know that. I actually knew Great Britain is a couple of islands. I knew Scotland was part of it, just because my favorite politicians from that part of the world is the host of Moats, mother of all talk shows. What's his face? George Galloway. I need to find him. Maybe one day I'll be big enough to host him. Okay. England, UK is England, Scotland. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, waiting for the bet from Zalendo. Zalendo will not show up anytime soon. He's dealing with depression right now. So we shall give him time to get his act together. Hopefully he will show up at some point. Mzalendo, if you're listening to this or you're at work, join in one time just so we can make fun of you, okay? And Pen Yagaka, please, Pen Yagaka, I need to see your face and I need my $300, okay? Thank you so much. So let's look at some tweets and let's see some stuff that transpired, okay? Because, this was a big day. This was a big day. This was a big day. Big day. There's some people who had, some not nice things to say. Apparently, Kamala hasn't come out and spoken to people. There are people who are saying, hey, listen, this is not over. The deep state has something under their sleeves. They might, come up with something, okay? They might cook up something. But at this point, I think it will be very, very difficult to overturn or to do something that will, change what's happening, because, it's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. So let's start with this. This yeah. What a day. Yes. Esther Pasaris was one of those who were like, oh my God, Kamala. Oh, shut up. But okay, let's start with it. Just for it.
The President of the United States.
The U.S. President is Donald Trump.
Yeah! United States.
Okay, 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 let's get serious. So Antifa, they try to start kind of a riot somewhere in Seattle, Washington. If you know, Antifa is George Soros backed anti-fascist movement. But they did not succeed. You do have to watch it. Anyway, let's look at Kamala Harris.
God damn it! I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! God damn it! I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! God damn it! I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! God damn it!
One more time, one last time.
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! God damn it! I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! God damn it!
All right, I can't get enough of that. I can't get enough of that. There he is. This is what people. I think this was kind of touching after they found out. This is a campaign. So that was the staff members for Trump after they found out that Trump won, and they busted into that hymn to thank God, basically, for Trump winning. A lot of people are saying this might be spiritual. It's a spiritual battle. You can see that Kamala was basically endorsed by all Hollywood, with all people, these demonic people who are whatever so-called demonic celebrities who were implicated in the P Diddy whatever and all that stuff. Okay, but so people felt like this was a spiritual battle because a lot of people wanted Trump, not only just because they feel like their country, there's no patriotism, there's no sense of nationalism. Okay, America is losing its glory economically. The things that we hold dear, the value, American values, family. With all this influx of undocumented workers, immigration and all that stuff. I know those are very sensitive issues that people really feel strongly about. But, they felt like Trump is the one person who will kind of bring back things together. And also on the international front, that's where Kenyans actually fit in this whole thing. With all these wars that's happening, whatever is happening, Palestinians, with Netanyahu bombing the crap out of innocent Palestinians, Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, and people just feel like America was on the verge of going on a full-fledged war against Russia. In fact, Russia was getting ready for it. There are a couple of American special forces that were basically killed in Kiev and some parts of Ukraine, who are basically involved in this Russian-Ukrainian war. So people feel like with Donald Trump coming in, maybe that might, settle down things. They'll smoothen out the relationship. Trump had a fairly positive diplomatic relationship with Putin, and Putin actually, really appreciate Trump. Okay, if you don't remember, Putin actually released a 4,000-page Russians, that is not Putin himself, but Russians released a 400-page or 4,000-page whatever that showed how the last elections, U.S. elections, was rigged. So Putin has always valued Trump, so seen Trump as somebody who will give peace a chance between Russia and whatever. Biden administration and Russia, Ukraine, it runs deep. I won't get into that, but there's not only what's his name, Trump and Nancy Pelosi and what's his name, this senator from New York, I forgot his name, something. Chuck Schumer. That's his name. There's links, and of course Joe Biden's son, who's said to have been heavily invested in Ukrainian energy sector. Okay, with companies there. So there's a lot of talk. I can't confirm it, but people are saying that they were basically laundering money allegedly through Zelensky. That's why they were giving him billions and billions and billions to keep this war going, because this money was making its way back to Chuck Schumer, Pelosi, and Biden's pockets. But that's a whole deep story that I will not touch because that's a little bit above my pay grade. So I'm not going there. One day I see you guys. House of Hero, I see you that. So Gypsy, what was happening in CST? But anyway. So that was what was happening. I just felt it was really touching to see those staff members of Trump after they saw that he won, and they just busted into singing these Christian songs, with the hope, thanking God. There was that Nigerian doctor. Remember that Nigerian doctor that was actually told us that way before, when she told us about Trump, and she was a prayerful woman, and she actually went to not live, but she went to viral by exposing the whole COVID thing and the shots and all that stuff. She was also, celebrating, and she said she was fasting, and, God answered the prayers. So, like I said, this whole thing has a spiritual component to it, whether you like it or not. I usually tell my people, my friends, and everyone that I talk to politics with, no matter how you look at these things, there's always a spiritual component to this. This world, I'm telling you, if you look at it, look at your Bible, look at what's happening, there's definitely a spiritual warfare between good and evil, righteousness and wickedness, okay? You cannot take away that. I'm not a pastor. I'm not super religious. I just observe things, and I, as someone who tries to do better in life as far as spiritually too, these are things that you cannot ignore. You cannot stay in this world and ignore the spiritual world. There's evil and there's stuff that happens in this world that makes you question. But again, now as we are moving forward, not moving forward, but I'm just saying, with this Trump's victory, I'm cautiously optimistic, if that's the term I should use now. Cautiously optimistic. I know there are people who are have expectations that this man will basically, bring peace to the world. But there's a lot of influence still. If the biggest lobbying group in the US who actually partly helped Trump become president. We know about the PACs, the APAC, the Israeli lobbyists who have a great influence in Trump's last administration and his campaign. So I'll kind of hold my, champagne bottle and see what happens still before I start celebrating. I don't think that's a celebration yet. I think this is I think overall, Trump was a better candidate than Kamala. But I want to see what he actually does, because I want to see his take. How America will um, behave towards the international community with all this tension rising between Iran and Israel and other Middle Eastern countries, Russia and US, US involvement in African affairs, all that. I want to see how Trump will navigate through this before I really start getting excited, because most of the times, usually it's just a matter of, when it comes to US presidents, okay, the presidents change, but the policy, as far as international policy, their policy towards, let's say, Africa, usually stays the same. Okay, their policy towards Middle East usually stays the same. Okay, so like, for example, Bush was there for 8 years. Okay, was it 8 years or whatever, 10 years, whatever the case is? I don't even know. 8. Okay, and we know everyone was really against the war in Iraq, and when Obama came to play, when everyone was crying, the first black president, a young, black, nice, good-looking Kenyan, half American, whatever the case you want to say. He's mixed, half black, half white. Everybody, racism was over. We were all happy. We were like, okay, finally we have a president who's going to bring us peace. And in his campaign trail, he was telling us how he was going to withdraw the troops from Iraq. He was telling us how he's going to do all these good things. So we were excited. We were like, yes, finally, we're going to have a world of peace. But then he became president, and the Iraq war kept on going on. And he went ahead and just knocked Gaddafi out of his throne and, inaugurated another war in Syria, and so forth, so forth. So it was as if it was an extension of George W. Bush's foreign policy. So that's why I'm saying I'm cautiously optimistic about this Trump victory. I don't know what it means as far as foreign policy is concerned. We just have to wait and see. But we are hoping for the better. Meg Whitman should make her way. She should start packing right now. I think she will even leave before January. Now, here's the thing, though. Before I go there, because I want to, I'll get to that. I'll get to Meg Whitman. We'll get there. My coffee I was making coffee. I'm supposed to get some more coffee. I haven't had coffee today, so I feel iffy. I feel kind of, But anyway, there's something else I wanted to mention here. Ruto must go. Absolutely. Ruto must go. Ruto must go. We are getting to Meg Whitman. Now, here is what we call the Zelensky curse. This is funny. Anyone that meets Zelensky, remember David Cameron met Zelensky and he's gone. Boris Johnson met Zelensky, he's gone. Who else? All these leaders, some of them I don't even know who they are. They're all gone after meeting Zelensky. You can see that this is called the Zelensky curse. So I don't know if Ruto has met Zelensky yet. He might be the next one out, but I hope he does. Here is Kamala. She was faking that she's talking to a voter, but she was actually on her camera. It was embarrassing. Kamala, you're done. This is how they feel about Obama nowadays. Obama is no longer like
sensitive ears. Move on to the next video. Now, somebody get this message to Barack Obama. It is very important. He really needs to hear this. Barack Obama, shut the fuck up. Seriously, Barack Obama. We have zero respect for you, Obama. No one wants to hear from you, Barack. Nobody respects you, okay? You are a liar, just like Kamala Harris. And we know what you up to, Barack Obama. You want them to steal this election, and you probably are helping with it. Yeah, you want it to happen. You want this election to go on for days, talking about we should be okay with the votes being counted days later. No, you want us to be okay with cheating, and we're not. Okay, we're not. We know you were calling the shots for Joe Biden, and you will be calling the shots with Kamala Harris. You want your fourth term, and it's not happening, Captain. This is why we have to win, y'all. So we don't have to hear from this fucking clown, Barack Obama, anymore. And you didn't even deserve to be the first black president. Somebody else should have been the first black president. You are an embarrassment to America and to the black community. You didn't even give a shit about black people. So when I say fuck you, I mean that, Barack Obama, from the bottom of my shoe.
From the bottom of my shoe. Whoa, okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's get it back. Because we are kind of yes. Let's kind of bring it back to Kenya, Africa, and all that. So the biggest question is, what does this mean for what does it mean for Kenya specifically, Africa in general? What's America's foreign policy or policy? What's Trump's policy towards Africa? I know there's all this talk. You remember the famous quotes, Africa is a shithole, whatever the case is. I don't even know if that quote is true. And I don't even know if it was taken out of context. I don't know. I just, during Trump years, it was just the way they used to twist his words was, it was out of this world. But the question we Kenyans have to ask ourselves is this: what does this mean for Kenya? What does this mean for Kenya? Yes, we might not see, what's her name? I almost call her Kamala Harris. The ambassador, US President Meg Whitman. Meg Whitman might make her way out of Kenya. But what does that really mean? The new administration coming in, how are they going to deal with all this stuff that's going on in Kenya? Are they going to be okay with Ruto being very unpopular, not respecting the constitution, violating people's human rights with all these abductions and stuff, extrajudicial killings, capturing all whatever of government, okay? All arms of government. Are they going to be okay with that? That's the question. Now, could it be? I want to ask this question to all of you who are watching. I want to ask you this question, and you can answer it by yourselves. Okay? Could it be that when the CIA head visited Ruto, was it 2 weeks ago or a week ago? When he visited Ruto at the State House, was he telling Ruto that things might change because most likely we are going to have a new administration? Because listen to me, all these intelligence community, whether it's CIA, MI6, MI5, Pakistani, whatever, Scotland Yard, name it. These guys, they have a pretty good idea who is going to be president before it happens. Now, the tide was really going against Kamala. It was obvious. If you didn't see it, maybe you're just not observant, but it was clear as day Kamala was very huge, very unpopular, okay? That's why he lost the way he did. That's why rigging her in was going to be tough. They cannot rig her. Nobody liked her. Even within the black community, they didn't think she was black enough. And she was not being open about her Indian heritage. Okay? I see Mabri here. Okay, Mabri, a active citizen. You want the link? I'll give you the link. So that's what I mean. I'll put the link of the whatever so you can get in and give me your 2 cents or 5 cents or 15 cents. Okay. All right. So, and before I even bring anybody in, I want to mention this too. There was a tweet by Okuru Court, and there was a word going around that the US was asking Kenya, not asking or telling Kenya that they need that the US want 2 more what do you call it, military bases in Kenya. I don't know if that's true, but what does that mean for us? I think there's already one military base in Kenya, if I'm not wrong, but they want 2 more. So people are asking, why? What? Okay. And Ekuru Court talked about this and mentioned that this was all about, it was all about resources. It's not necessarily about military bases. Okay. So if I can find that clip, I will bring it up. Let me just look for it and put it up there. Let me see. By the way, Mozambique is really, things are happening in Mozambique. Kenya, I think we should do this. I'll show you what's happening in Mozambique real quick. Just a snippet. Video of what's happening there. They are not happy with the rigging and they're out and about. They're telling the powers that be that we are not having it. We're not back.
Até um MC específico, mano. Eles devem sentir bem, eles devem saber que na hora que o livro que caminhou aqui tem, mas quem ganhou? Quem ganhou bem? Mas quem ganhou?
Okay, so that's Mozambique. I think the thing is going on. It's been almost a week now or more that they are still on the streets. They are saying, hey, this thing cannot go on like this. I wanted to see, because there's here's a quote by, I know you guys heard about this quote, and it probably drove you crazy if you are there. You saw that Kindiki was asking this quote here. Can I show you the quote real quick? Here is a quote that drove a lot of Kenyans crazy after the ruling to remove Maraga. Not Maraga. Oh my goodness. Nani Rigadi. Here it says, I had to ask myself whether the highest interest is the public interest or there is a higher interest called the national interest, because the public itself could hurt the national interest. What the hell is it? Anyway, that's I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get to this. I was trying to find the Ekuru Court one. Oh shoot, I shouldn't show that. That's too bad. Ekuru Court. Here it is, the Ekuru Court. This is what I was talking about before we get to the other stuff. Okay. This is what I wanted to talk about right here. Now you can see, if you can see your screen, let me just move my thingy over here. Can you guys see the screen? Can you see the screen? I hope you can see the screen. So there's an article that was written. Let me just read Ekuru Court here saying, there is nothing like the establishment of a military base in Turkana. It's all about theft of resources, and our government is selling Kenya to the globalists, okay? So here it is. The article says, an upgrade of Kenya's security surveillance system established of another U.S. military, an upgrade of Kenya's security surveillance system, establishment of another U.S. military base, and concerns of abduction featured in separate talks between President Ruto and the foreign intelligence chief nation has established during a meeting at the State House, Nairobi on Monday. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA Director William Burns is reported to have discussed with President Ruto how to strengthen Kenya's security role in the region through deployment of the new surveillance system, okay? And here's the highlighted part. At the meeting, also attended by National Intelligence Service NIS boss Nurjeen Haji, the establishment of a new U.S. base in Turkana in northern Kenya and the expansion of the Manda Bay base in Lamu was also discussed as the Americans look to increase their presence in the region. So we already have a military base in Manda Bay in Lamu, and they are planning on starting another one in Turkana to have another base in Turkana. And this is what probably that talks was all about. Like I said, Kenya will become unstable at some point because Ruto is definitely doing things that are against are the people against. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, to continue. But let me play you this video as we continue to go ahead. I have to just grab my coffee real quick, then I'll get back. Sorry for that pic. That's a picture of Ninio. I do not want to play that. I do not want to play that. Let me see something. There's something that I wanted to play, actually. Give me a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I just wanted to... Hold on. Crap. My computer is really tripping right now. I hate when this happened. But anyway, that is what I wanted to kind of focus on. The question was, Karibu House of Heru, Rasta Levity, Principal Kaur, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, the biggest question right now, the biggest question is, with the Trump administration coming in, what does that mean for Kenya? Is he going to side and do whatever like Kamala and Joe Biden? Is he going to continue giving support to Ruto, as we are told in that nation whatever is telling us that the Americans through the CIA, they're trying to open a new base in Turkana. We already have another base in Manda Bay. So let me bring in Mabri. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Mabri, karibu sana. Give me a few minutes. Let me reach out to something. But you can go ahead and give your submission. I'm listening. I'm just taking out something, but I'm on the background listening. I'm coming back in 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. But karibu sana.
Asante sana bro, it's been a minute mazee. Poleni, nilikuwa nimetravel kiasi.
Nilikuwa na wasiwasi. I thought nani Faruku alikuchukua akakufinya huko, umepelekwa huko Nyayo House. Ama ni nani yule wadini wa Machakos governor amekuja. Nilimwona ako na hasira sana, alikuwa anaulizwa maswali.
Niwezi acha asumbuane na fellow politicians bwana.
Sawa, endelea. Unaonaje maoni yako kwa hii mambo ya Trump? Give me 2 seconds kidogo nakuja. Just go ahead and give your submission. I'm listening.
Okay, sawa. So first nimekuwa poa, but now let me say history ya Trump, personally I'm taking it in two ways. First of all, it's a warning to the people who advocate for reproductive health and not only champions of LGBTQI, but anything to do with reproductive health. Right now that Trump amepita, it's going to be in danger. And on the other side, I'll explain that side in a bit. But now, on the other side, as a person, as a Kenyan, I feel like vile amepita, if he goes the way he was in his first term, maybe Ruto atashika adabu kidogo. Because the way this guy Biden alikuwa ametupeleka na Ruto, anamuinvite hadi White House, anapewa a lot of privileges. Alafu you see like the the previous, I don't know, White House dinner where they invited the representative of the World Economic Forum. They went with the Minister of Finance and some other guys, you know. And for us Kenyans, it cost a lot, but Ruto was playing like at the international stage alikuwa anauza a different picture which is not the actual image of this country. So I'm hoping maybe Trump will bring sanity. Akiamua, you Africans, you know, African presidents, you know, it is high time mrudi pale kwenu mjitegemee vile alifanya with the first one. I think that will be something which is positive. But now I want to talk about the other side of the story. There's something we call the gag rule, which he had triggered the last time Ali come through. Na ilikuwa ina limit especially women. You know, you can no longer talk about safe abortion care, matters to do with reproductive health, LGBTQI rights and everything. Now that amepita, the gag rule inakam differently. Na wana target especially organizations which are getting funding from US NGOs. And this is how it's going to impact the people. If you run an organization, let's say CBO or rather any organization in Kenya, and it's getting its funding from a US-based NGO, you are going to be limited on your advocacy work. And it's going to be so punishable, punitive in this way. Like, let's say it's Mabry, who has an organization. By the way, I have an organization, it's called City Ridada. I advocate for women health in terms of menstrual hygiene and so. But now, if my organization partners with another organization that advocates for abortion rights in Kenya, then it means I'm in danger. Like, I'll be held accountable for using US funding to advocate for abortion rights, and that's by association. So what I see is that a lot of NGOs are going to close up. You know, a lot of reproductive work is going to, you know, to stop in terms of advocacy.
So just to get this clear, so ameka gag order, is it a law or is it just ameamua kama Ruto amesema if you have a NGO or an organization that is receiving money from an NGO that is based in US, that's illegal, or is he going to ban it, or where is this coming from?
Okay, the gag rule has been there.
It's a law. Is it a rule or law?
I think it's a policy of which anytime Trump amekuwa ni Democrat.
Wait. Gag rule, a law ni Republican. Hii gag rule ni hapa Kenya ama ni wapi?
No. Gag rule, it's a Geneva consensus something, and it covers the entire world. And anytime Trump anaingia, he always activates it. When Biden came into power, alirevoke the gag rule, so ukapata majority of NGOs zinaweza penya from US, zinaweza penya anywhere in Africa, you know, in other countries, and they are free to use their money to fund to fund their activities. But now, whenever Trump comes in, he will activate the gag rule. It is there. It is called the Geneva consensus. So ni kitu imekuwa for the longest time, and it's been a battle between Republicans and Democrats in the US. Presidents ndio wao huamua, we go this route. This umeona kama saa hii vile amepita, the church, it is more like celebrated as a church win because he is known to like champion for is known to have a very stand on LGBTQI rights. Apendi kabisa. You get?
Yeah. So, now nini inasema Geneva Consensus Declaration, the
Yes,
fourth
yes, yes.
nini basically sema the Geneva Consensus Declaration on promoting women's health and strengthening the family is joint statement established to support women's right and optimal health while promoting national sovereignty. It was initially sponsored by Brazil, Egypt, Hungary, Indonesia, Uganda. Okay, so the gag rule was basically to stop foreign interference into individual states from advocating this stuff, because they feel like that might be a sovereignty issue. Because of course ulisikia Ruto akisema ninio Ford Foundation were behind the maandamano or whatever the case, they were finding this. Is that where you're getting with this, or am I missing something?
Yes, that's where we are getting. But now with time imekuwa ikikuwa like wamekuwa wakimold in a way that kama saa hii the US president na anaweza amua sisi kama USA any NGO funding from the US state outside the US nini can only be used to do 1, 2, 3. In case inatumika against that, it's violating our rules.
Okay.
And that's one thing Trump has been very vocal on. I guess you should check on it. Probably hauko pay attention to it. But right now, the way imechangiwa, it's going to affect a lot of people, because unajua hii Kenya NGOs ndio zimekuwa now the savior of the mwananchi juu.
So unasema Trump ameyalao ama haitaki hii gag rule?
Okay, Trump anaitaka juu ina limit. When Biden aliingia into power, the first thing he did ni repeal the gag rule.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now I see where I connect it with. Sorry to cut you off. I mean, I know what you say. Because, now I'm connecting the dots. Kwa sababu, like I usually say here, ile kitabu ya Economic Hitman, Confessions of Economic Hitman, anaeleza kuwa there are some organizations, NGOs especially, ambao zinatumiwa zinajifanya ati we want to promote democracy among young people and ama women ama nini, but those organizations are used to funnel money. Kama hiyo useme Ford Foundation, just I'm using it for example, wanafunnelio pesa ndio ifund maandamano tutoa hiyo serikali ambayo hawaitaki. Waelewa?
Yes.
So it makes sense when you say nani alikuwa naitaka, kwa sababu hivyo ndio nani wakina Kamala na Biden walikuwa nataka hivyo ndio wazidi kupromote hizi mambo zao hapa Amerikani za whether it's LGBT, wanajifanya ati ni mambo yao nini. So I get it. And Trump anataka kulimit. He wants that gag rule so that they can limit the money that goes. So okay, it makes sense. All right, now I'm kind of up to date. Kind of, I have an idea what. Yeah. Okay. So endelea. Pole.
Yeah. So I think up to that point, now that we are all in the same page, unaona both sides of the coin. At some point, I'm conflicted between being a patriot and caring about women and their rights. But I'm telling you, mali for me Ruto alikuwa ametufikisha. I wish Trump would be the Trump mwenye alisema like, you African guys, you need to do your thing your own way. You don't depend much on the US, because imefika mahali hata I'm no longer interested with whatever Ruto is doing right now, because haibambi.
Yeah.
And I want to appreciate one thing. Umeona Rigathi Gachagua vile amekuwa impeached. hajataka ku-incite for maandamano, amenyamaza.
Yes.
I feel hata nimeona ametoa hii kesi ya from Court of Appeal
Hataki kuipigania.
amesema hataki iendelee, amesema it's okay.
Oh, ame give up.
You know, I had a feeling when everything was happening, I had a feeling Ruto kitu alikuwa anajaribu kudu, alikuwa anajaribu ku create an opposition in the name of Rigathi Gachagua. You know? And you know already anamjua in and out, so it is easier to control such a man if he comes to act as an opposition. But Rigathi ameplay as a man of peace na amenyamaza tu na amesema tusiandamane, tusifanye, bora let him deliver in the next 3 years. Wacha deliver kitu alituambia atatufanyia, it is okay. You get? So that way I feel like ni kama ame win. It's a win for Rigathi. But again, I also have a very unconfirmed intel that Rigathi did a bargain whereby the nini haitasimama, like kama ulisikia the Supreme the High Court ruling, walijicontradict wenyewe on 2 things. They said the seat of the deputy president cannot be vacant.
Yes.
Allowing Kindiki to be sworn in. But again, they said kesi ya Rigathi itasukumwa hadi I guess tarehe 9 this month. And in case he wins, they will see what to do. In a case whereby Rigathi is announced like alimpichiwa illegally, they will find a compromise. I guess we will see both ruling.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have my sources zinaniambia Rigathi ali bargain in case like ata pull out of the case, but the court aita hold the impeachment, so hiyo itamwallow kuvae in future, because if he's impeached and the court decides like Rigathi, you are done, you've been impeached legally, hawezi vai anywhere, na hata akipatikana na support anything to do with elections, itaka like incitement, you know, and he can even be charged for treason.
Now ni hivi, so okay, nitakuwa curious, I'll be curious to kunisikia hiyo story ya hiyo kesi ya Rigathi hapo High Court, because now High Court kama aende appellate court with it, that means High Court will deal with that issue. Now in case tuseme waendelee waseme Rigathi you are impeached legally, which they are probably will, kwa sababu vile hao watu wanaendelea, you can see first of all that judge, 3-man judge that was impaneled illegally. Deputy Chief Justice was not supposed to impanel it. It was the Chief Justice who was supposed to do that. But anyway, nevertheless,
yes.
Hii kitu Abdi Nasir alisema, he said the same thing. Alisema, you know, kind of alisema the same thing unasema. Rigathi will probably make a deal with Ruto, apewe a good compensation, nini, dia step down, asipiganie hii kitu. The only difference is Abdi Nasir alikuwa anasema ati Rigathi will probably fight it to the Supreme Court, but Supreme Court ulisikia the what Supreme Court said, which was very shocking. Kome ati the courts should protect other arms of government. Na watu wakaanza kusema no. These 3 arms of government, they work independently, na kama mmoja amekosa anafaa kuwa checked by another arm of government. Kama legislative ina check the executive, the courts wanaingilia kama executive. Yeah, exactly. So kusema ati they should be protecting each other, that is in violation of the constitution. That is not your function as a court. So it is very clear right now, it is very clear that Ruto amechukua serikali, all the arms of government, judiciary yote, legislative body ndio hao wote, na ninio yote. Nataka kuuliza hii swali, is it true wewe unaionaje hii story ya Caleb Amisi? Is it just nonsense? Caleb ODM wanajaribu kuindia themselves to the public, or is there any ninio to it? Hii story ati ODM supporters, ODM MPs and senators might be impeaching Ruto. There's any leg into that story?
No, mimi naona hiyo ni mchezo wa town. Hiyo ni mchezo wa town because one thing unajua kuna wale watu wakiongea unajua ni baba ameongea. Right now Caleb Amisi kuongea ni ile tu, I think wa test waters waone what is the reaction of the people, you get what's the reaction of the people, but I think Caleb Amisi ni maneno yake tu ye mwenyewe, there is nothing like that. Alafu I think wanajaribu kutisha Ruto ndio awape hii seat ya nini hii yenye ilikuwa Kithure Kindiki, of which even you as the president, you cannot risk kupeana such a seat to the person whom you are not sure, or rather mtu anaweza kuwa na opposition, you get that will be the biggest mistake, na hiyo kiti will cause a serious mayhem within his government, because nimeona ODM ameforward anaitwa nani Junet Mohamed nimeona there's a list of almost 10 people. Juzi sijui kama ulisikia Kaluma akiongea Spice FM.
Yeah, Spice, I listened to the whole thing. It was absurd.
Akisema pia Luos should be appreciated, also advocating for the same seat. Umeona story ya nani to be impeached, anaitwa Mudavadi nani, this speaker of the parliament. Wetangula, you get. Sai wanajaribu kutuchezea waone what is the public reaction, but Caleb Amisi kuongea hivi was basically, it's more like a warning kuambia Ruto, if you don't do this 1 2 3, we are also capable of doing 1 2 3. But now let me ask you, do you think they have the numbers and the wherewithal to impeach a president who has majority numbers in terms of UDA? I mean, ni Kenya Kwanza, they have the majority number in parliament, and also amechukua some from the ODM, kina Jalango wote amewa compromise. At what point do you think watamuimpeach?
Absolutely not. Haiwezekani. Amewanunua wote. I mean, majority of the Senate and National Assembly wako kwa mfuko ya Ruto.
Again, let's look at it in this way. Caleb Amisi is a member of ODM. Currently, Sirao na launch nini yake ilikuwa leo ama ni kesho? Campaign zake in Ethiopia.
AUC.
AU. He's supposed to launch them. I think it's tomorrow. Number 2, the other party, which because impeachment MPs, they react towards their party leaders. The other nini Wiper wezi niambia wako na numbers, and sahi kwanza hawezi patana na ODM. They know anything ODM ina propose inataka kuwa sugarcoat wabaki anda baba na hawataki.
Na nimeona Kalonzo saizi ameshikana na Mrima.
And by the way, that was the plan. Actually, that was the plan. And I will remind you of the first day tukiwa kwa hii session. I once told you kuna mahali tunasukumwa, Mount Kenya ikuje kusukumwa na Wakamba one side. You remember us having that conversation?
Yes.
Is it not happening? Because sahi wote wanawika.
Wanatengeneza. Ngoja kidogo. Sasa ndio unanichemsha vizuri. Kwa hii unanichemsha bongo. So unaona Kalonzo ameshikana na Mount Kenya Mlima, si ndio? Nani anaitwa nani? Wamalwa amejitenga, ametoka Azimio officially, na inasemekana pia Kalonzo will Kalonzo also anytime any day this week or next week atajitenga kwa Azimio, si ndio? On Saturday tunaambiwa watu wakutane Kasarani is the ninio ya Uhuru anakuja. Is it still on ama ilikuwa tu makelele?
I think it's still on.
Yeah, Uhuru is making a homecoming. Watu wakutane Kasarani, 1 million people. So Uhuru, remember hata vile Raila alianza kusema mambo ya kwenda AUC, immediately aliannounce anaenda AUC. Kalonzo alikimbia kwa mlima akashikana na Uhuru na Gideon. Unaona?
Yeah.
Na ilikuwa Kalonzo, Wamalwa, Gideon na nini. So if these things go on, let's say watoe nani, watoe huyu house whatever, Watangula. Could you see a point of where the lawyer community, majority of them, not all, or some of them, a good portion of them, watashikana na Kalonzo, Kalonzo ashikane na Mlima, na who else? Coast is still in the balance. Maybe Coast itabaki na ODM kwa sababu ya Joho na yule that criminal governor. But you see a new alliance. Then wachukue Gideon as somebody who will try to take some votes from Rift Valley. But I don't think Gideon has a great influence in Rift Valley. Rift Valley will still fall under Ruto. So you see there's a new alliance ambayo inafomika hapa hivi. And I think, given the fact that Ruto is very unpopular and also ODM is very unpopular, maybe na Gachagua uingize Gachagua pia huko ndani, maybe that will be the new alliance ya ambayo tutauziwa tukiambiwa ati hii sasa ndio njia ya kutupeleka Kana.
Of course, yeah, hiyo ndio mchezo. By the way, mchezo iko hivyo. Mtu mwenye amekasirika ndiye kidogo hataki kuona the facts is there, but that's the way it is unfolding. And Ruto is so cunning, ali make sure ame divide mlima, anajua at some point I don't need 100%. But now on the other side, maybe is what I expect to happen. Unaona Kithure Kindiki is not welcome in the mlima, in the Mount region. So probably atapewa do adevelop hiyo mtaa between now and 2027 hadi upate kuna watu wata confuse. You guess? Ita Rigathi, watu wa mlima ndio ulikuwa unasikia stories za kahawa, wajalipwa majani nini. This guy can decide to, like, Ruto aweza decide ku facilitate Kithure Kindiki to do all that na upate ilikuwa by design. The moment he does that, wejua amechukua a certain number in Mlima Kenya, and then he goes back to Rift Valley. Of course hapo amechukua 100%, aende Nyanza kwa Rao achukue a block. Unajua Rao akishasema, although hawa watu utaya kujifanya si wa kabila, Rao akishasema ngwe, they will watakoa side moja wote. Aya, that's the fact. Another thing, angalia pale nini Western sasa kwa kina Wetangula, Musalia Mudavadi pia hapo atachukua block. So at some point the guy asha calculate akaona 2027 is done.
Mimi nafikiri tukifika 2027 Ruto atashinda of course, but itakuwa kwa sababu the goal will to try to make the election look like it's very close. Unaona? Watajifanya tiko very close even though ni kama vile 2013. Unakumbuka vile Ruto na Uhuru walikuwa na run. They really didn't have that support outside of Rift Valley and Central. The rest of the country was against them, okay? But the polls zilikuwa zinajaribu kuprogram watu in their minds that, hey, this race is close. That's why they use these polls. These polls are used to shape people's opinion or people's in your perspective. So mnaambiwa ati hii kitu iko close, iko close, sio vile kubwa vile mnafikiri ati mtatoa Ruto. If it's close. Then watarigi election. In fact, just to make a quick point here, vile niko nasema, when I was looking at the state of Georgia yesterday, vile Georgia liko Kamala was first leading, alafu akampita, Trump akampita. Then tukasikia news, breaking news, ati there's a stash of ballot boxes that have been found, approximately 30,000 votes that are being looked at to wanataka kuzicount sasa. All of a sudden wameipata, hawajui ilikuwa wapi, lakini wameipata. And I was thinking about IBC amendment bill which is now law, ambayo inapatiana inaitwaje hii whatever wanasema nini voting ambao, what is it called, ballot station ambao ziko mobile ballot stations. What does mobile ballot station means? Which means Ruto anaweza kutoka huko na kalori kakubwa aweke ma IBC IBC agents hapo, waseme hiyo that's a ballot station, watu waende wakapige kura hapo. So atapima kura, kiona anashindwa hapo, he's behind with let's say 100,000 votes, utasikia lori imetoka mahali kuna imebeba maballot papers ambao hazijahesabiwa, wacha zihesabiwe ndio tujue nani ameshinda. And that's how they'll play it. That's why I'm saying hii IBC amendment bill which is now law, it is designed for 2027 for rigging. Ukiona hiyo law vile imetengenezwa.
Yeah, but although Ruto right now go ahead with all those things, me, like I always say, I choose to not believe that there is a way. First, acha nikwambie, politics in Kenya, they are not si kama politics in US, because US at least kuna sanity when it comes even into campaigning and everything. They campaign on merit and everything. In Kenya, tunauziagwa ni perception. Politics ni perception. That's why unaonaga number one during election, opinion polls ziko mingi, even zingine manipulated, and you'd rather go and pay mizani ya Africa 100 million than hata uende uongeleshe wa watu huko kwa ground, because they create a perception that you are leading.
Yes.
Another thing, if you are very keen with the current politics na umekuwa keen na siasa za Kenya, tumekuwa tukiuziwa narrative ya anyone who has the Mount Kenya side is probably going to win because they have majority votes. Now, kama umeanza kusikia there is a conversation which is coming, na haiko loud but I know what it means. The Luhya communities wanaanza kusema we are the second largest community in Kenya. You get?
Yes.
So do the math. It's a matter of tukiuzeo perception ya these guys wanajitaga number one, ni the Mount Kenya block, na tumekata kura zao half, so they are no longer delivering 100% to one ballot. But now number 2, 3 na 4 wameshikana, and then a quarter of number 1 na number 5 wameshikana. You get? It is a perception thing, because let's not also forget the Gen Z vote ambayo they are trying to wish us out. Sahi the likes of Kebasos and everyone wanasaulika because we are tunaletewa ile two side of the coin, tunasaulika. We have a third option which is the Gen Z. When we talk of the voting, tukianza kuongea like the Luhya community have this number, I'm sorry to mention a particular tribe, it's just an example. We are not talking of Gen Zs ni wangapi. We are looking as voters as a block. We are not talking of youth ni wako hivi. We are just being sold the perspective of voters wote. We are the second largest. Hata hatuambiwi numbers. You get? Right. And kama uliwatch even with the previous census, the Kisii community yenye ilikuwa waliambiwa wameongeza watu 9 in entire 10 years. So they are dying as they are giving birth. You get?
Yeah.
So we are being given a perspective of numbers. Na tutamove nayo hivyo, because let me tell you for a fact, kama uliwatch Kithure Kindiki akikuwa sworn in, it should tell you one thing. the Kenyan voter hajachanuka kabisa. We will still go in the same mess come 2027 because these are people who are mobilized, wakapewa 500 and for them it is okay, they go there and sing Kithure Kindiki ni wetu nini mtu wetu, and washa forget juzi huyu mtu alikuwa anaua Gen Zs on the streets, washasahau juzi finance bill ilikuwa ipite. You get, that's the Kenyan voter for you. And kuna kitu Ruto alisema very crucial during that swearing in. Kama ulisikia akiongea, alisema huyu Kithure Kindiki ni mungwana. Kithure Kindiki unaweza mtuma umwambie akakate kichwa ya mtu na aende amkate, then arudi akuulize mbona nimemkata. That was a very reckless statement for a president to make. A very reckless.
Yeah, alikuwa anasema about, I think the alikuwa na make point ya loyalty ati ukimwambia kakate kichwa mtu atakatakata.
But that was very reckless.
Akuulize the reason baadaye si kasha kata kichwa. Yeah, it wasn't
but
the best
that was
example.
The wrong example.
Yeah, I think it was done deliberately. I knew it was going to be outrageous, na alisema hivyo just to not only to give a veiled threat and also kuonyesha watu ati Kindiki is more loyal than Gachagua. That's basically what it was.
But do you need a loyal deputy? Do you need a loyal deputy? Ama we need someone who can speak.
He needs somebody who can deputize his position, which is the role of the deputy president. He basically just support him and his policies. Actually, ideally, if he was a good leader, you would like to have somebody like Gachagua who might not agree with you on everything. Because you don't have to agree with the watu wakikwambia, if you have a yes man, then the yes man is not telling you the truth. Mtu anakuambia ukweli ndio anakusaidia. Unaona, si mtu anakudanganya. But let me ask you this. Where does the Gen Z stand in all this now? Hii possibility ya popular revolution ilikufa tu na na June 25th. Ama is there any possibility that this thing inaweza kuamka tena? Because remember, Mpuru, I think Rogers Mpuru or something like that, alikuwa kwa one of those roadside shows, addressing people na Rigathi Gachagua a week before hizi shenanigans za kotini zianze. And huyo Mpuru alisema kama mjui, sisi ndio tulikuwa behind the Gen Z movement. And he used plural, sisi. Na nani hakumkosoa? Gachagua hakumkosoa, alinyamaza tu hivyo. So does that mean that there's some truth that nani alikuwa Rigathi Gachagua and some people maybe wakina Jimmy Wanjigi were behind this, ndio maana walienda kuredi? Could it be that now that he has been removed, lakini I think I know kind of the answer kidogo, kwa sababu tumeona we agree now that Rigathi maybe alilipwa ama he compromised ndio apiganie kesi. But is there any sign that maybe in the future, with all this that's happening, if finance bill imerudi to the fullest, sasa wanataka kututax hata diapers, Mbadi hata amechoka kwenda kuomba pesa IMF, could it be that we'll have another June 25th where we shall occupy State House, occupy legislative body? Ama hiyo kitu ilikufa tu hivyo, imekufa kabisa, Ruto ameimaliza na ukabila na mambo yote na Raila na mambo mengine?
Okay, from where I stand, sitaki kusema, I don't want to talk about the Gen Z nini, like whether the revolution is there or not. But in my own opinion, I don't see a possibility of people even going to the streets anytime soon. Because one thing, let's look at the Gen Z na mahali they stand. So you realize they are no longer the people, they are no longer the new kids on the block. Ruto amefanya a serious distraction, you get. And now, hata ukiangalia at the Gen Zs themselves, Sahii mwenye amebaki ni Kebaso, and Kebaso hata vile anafanya anajimaliza yeye mwenyewe, you know.
Yeah.
Mimi if I was in a position of Morara Kebaso, you know, kama unakumbuka in the book The River Between, when this guy, it was Nini, the guy from Makuyu, he had the Chege's son, he had to go learn from the Christians, then come back to purify the community. Na alifanya hivyo aje? Using their own tactics. Alikuja akaset up their own schools to teach the people of the traditions, whereas Joshua in the other side aliset up schools to continue teaching Christianity. So if I was Morara Kebaso, say it's about people who are promoting your interests, you get, and the enemy is one. Ruto must go. Unaona hii alignment iko na kina Kalonzo and so. For us to remain relevant as young people, we'll have to be aligned because itatumeza tu as young people anyway. Point number one, they are getting the media coverage. Una get?
Yeah.
We are no longer enjoying the media coverage tulikuwa nao kitambo. Where is Kasmuel Makure? Where are the likes of kina Hanifa? You know, vita yetu imebaki kwa mitandao.
Lakini si ilianza kwa mitandao. To be fair.
Ni sawa, but at some point ilianza kwa mitandao, but unakumbuka we had to go to the streets to make it work.
Right.
Aya. At the point whereby walisema, you know, the youth are the future, nini, the Kasmuels of this day wakakuja. The moment walisema mimi in future I want to be MP, the other one I want to be senator, you are like, that's not how a leader behaves. That's not what. That's like wakaanza kuwa in their own setting, the enemy to their own war.
Yeah.
So me, if you are to ask me, I would take advantage of this new movement because the likes of kina Kalonzo and kina Nani, they need the young people as well as the young people also need the likes of kina Kalonzo, because we'd rather move in the same voice. Tutembee na tukija kufika kwa siasa niwaambie pia watu wamekuwa kitumes, you know, vile tu Raila amekuwa akicheza michezo ya town na sisi. Otherwise Morara Kebaso sahii mahali yako nimeona tena ameweka sijui awekewe full tank kwa nini online. Hizo ndo vitu zinamaliza. I saw that. Una realize hata vampire diaries nowadays they are not making sense to anyone because ashaonyesha interest, na the moment alionyesha interest zake Wakenya walianza kumwangalia differently.
Yeah.
And now
yeah.
Although they are doing a good work, acha nikwambie it is so funny. Me, I'm a Kenyan and I know the voting patterns za hii nchi. At some point tukawekewa Ruto hapa na uwekewe Morara hapa. So you see a devil and a Christian. Typical Kenyans, and majority of them wata choose Ruto because they see, they will start saying, this young boy is not a presidential material. These guys, you get?
Yeah. Ni kweli.
That's
Already
it.
they're saying that.
So you have to like find alignments in politics. Na ukiangalia siasa za Kenya vile ziko set, moving alone is not it. Aya, huwezi niambia Morara Kebaso in his own position atapitishwa na mayouth peke yake. Hata akipitishwa, he also need the help of the old people in politics, the aged who are voters and everyone. Akipita peke yake, you know, akipita peke yake as a president, na ma MPs ni the likes of kina Junet, what do you think will happen?
Yeah, I think we need a new movement. The same vile tulianza tu, tribeless, leaderless, all that stuff. I slightly disagree with you kuungana na wakina Kalonzo, because wakina Kalonzo, I think wanatucheza hiyo mchezo wa town bado wanaicheza. I mean, yes, now they're saying the good things about vile watu wali the parliament is legitimate and all that stuff, but of course wako na their own goals and they've proven, okay, hawa kina Wamalwa, Kioni, these are people who are in the system. So ukiungana now, you number one, you lose legitimacy because it's as if you are endorsing their position. You are endorsing everything about them. These are people who are no different. I believe wakipata nafasi they'll be just like Ruto. Maybe you can just argue about the severity of how they'll do things, but basically it will be the same thing based on their history. So we need a fresh ile Gen Z was an opportunity, but pesa ilikuja, watu wakaskata. Sasa wakina Morara wamebaki wanatuenjoy, wanakula pesa yetu. I mean, yeah, of all those people who still believe in him.
Acha nikwambie kitu. Unajua, we as Kenyans, we tend to move with the trend, the current trend. You know, Kasmuel Makure alitrend time yake, na ukiangalia hata the way alikam to limelight ni juu ya fashion. You get, not because that he stood out to be the leader we perceived to be. It's only that the social media and the media ndio ilichukua ikamold to whatever they wanted us to see him. But
right,
it is, we all go with what is trending. Morara Kebaso, the way he came into limelight, it's also through trending. We all had a common goal ya kuchukia Ruto.
Yes.
And right now, acha nikuambie, sidhani kuna any serious politician mwenye amekam into according to the Kenyan setup ya siasa. If we have to beat these people, we have to go the Chege way in the river between. You have to send people to go and learn their ways and come back and draw a line where their ways and your ways don't meet, but we shall understand their game. Right now,
yeah, go ahead.
Right now, unaona, right now the likes of kina Kalonzo wana enjoy the power of the media. Una get? They are enjoying the power of the media, and wao ndio tunauziwa as the official opposition, of which tunajua si opposition. Because me, I can tell you, for once, what did Kalonzo do with the MPs when you walivote nini Rigathi out? Nothing. But he is busy here talking about sijui nini, it was illegal, tutawaita nini, na ni ma MPs wake. In fact, one of them is my MP here. Alivote Kalonzo, alivote for the motion. Whereas
yes,
like tunajua hii ni mchezo ya town, but for the sake of kupata ile, because wa Kenya tuko na hii katabia ya kubelieve tuna reward Raila juu amekuwa kwa politics sana. You get?
Because we go for a long time.
We go the Babu Owino way. Babu Owino alijificha chini ya baba akapata kiti. So do you think they are on the same table? He is not even caring. I have legit information about what he's trying to do, trying to get a new party on his own. You go, but that's unconfirmed. But we need to align ourselves. Ndio to brainwash wazae waone pia sisi as young people, we are in this space. Bro, the way we are talking here, ni ngumu sana uende huko maushago usikizwe. Because wazae huko usema, iwe Kalonzo wetu, Raila ndiye mtu wetu. Wazae wako na hiyo katabia. Either way, Kalonzo hata anaweza kosa kwenda kuomba kura huko. Siku ya kuvote enda kitu utasikia, Wiper iko wapi? Anatatua tiku Wiper, juu Wiper is anashandwa Kalonzo, you know. We have to get in there and beat them in their own game.
I'm trying to find Ndindi Nyoro's clip. I've never been a fan of Ndindi Nyoro. I have to really, I know Gibson and Mbiapa, I'm liking Ndindi Nyoro. Please play the clip where he says Kenyans have to know where they're where they go, I think, because he's fed up of lying to Kenyans. He wants Kenyans to enjoy the loot too. Alisema hiyo kwa speech gani? Ai. Kenya nakwambia kuna drama hata Hollywood afadhali. Let me see.
Yeah, I think nilisikia somewhere he was speaking na akaongea that way.
Where was the setting? Ilikuwa mazishi ama? Because only I can see here 6 hours ago he impeached the likes of Ndindi Nyoro. Anapigana na nani chungu hapo. I can't find it. I don't know where it's 3 days ago. Nimehama wood.
Ukitafuta hiyo pia tafuta ya nani. There is Irungu Kang'ata.
Kang'ata alikuwa anasema nilikuwa naona akiandika mambo ya
akisema Kang'ata care works better than SHA.
Wait, kwani Kang'ata kona
Wamekasirika.
I had a bit, okay, to be honest, I don't know much about SHA, SHIF, and the difference between it and NHIF. All I know is majority of Kenyans do not want SHA, SHIF, because I see a lot of complaints. What on the Hosi, they are told you're not covered. You have to, foot the bill. So I have no idea. So I can't argue for or against it. So I have to do my own research. Do you know anything? The difference between what's the advantages of the SHA or SHIF that gives you that advantage?
Hakuna kitu poa because Adani has a hand in it. There is nothing good in it.
Right, and that's what I was saying. I was saying if you see anything that Ruto is proposing and is advocating for, kimbia. I'm not no. Mimi Ruto, there's nothing new. I can't find anything on Ndindi Nyoro today. Wacha nimwangalie kwa X hapa.
Umeona the new nini, the church is actually kwanza kwa kanisa ndio kumewaka zaidi.
Yule pastor anawagonga yule.
No, si mmoja. Actually there is nini hadi sahi government wameanza kutuma nini machief kwa makanisa wakaona mapasta like watch out whatever you are preaching.
Wow.
There is this lady pastor mwenye alisema tunakuwa deceived. You saw that one? There is
no.
Pastor Musili. No, there was this lady pastor mwenye alisema aelewi they were conned. Na mazee ili nini, it was a 30-minute preaching. Na akasema this government will fail. Akatumiwa DCI.
Wow. So let me see if this is the one Ndindi Nyoro. Sijui kama ni ino. Hebu muijulishe. Let's see kama ni ino. I don't know if this is it.
Must advance an egalitarian society. I should not be coming here as budget chair to convince Kenyans how the economy is growing. It is the Kenyan people who should be telling me the economy is growing. And therefore that calls upon us, all of us in this hall, that all the policies that we make must advance an egalitarian society, must promote equality and equity, so that even as the economy grows, it should not be growing in such a forum. It should be growing in the pockets of the Kenyan people. And I think that is a component of making sure our resources are well distributed. I should not be coming.
The problem why I don't like akina Ndindi Nyoro and Babu, the reason why I don't buy into them, nasema hivi, because they were on the wrong side of history for a long time. They knew the truth, but they stuck to it. For example, Ndindi Nyoro was, I think, was it Jubilee before that? UDA or something. It was in Jubilee, right? Yeah. I mean, Jubilee was a failure. And alikuwa nawatetea vehemently. Then he got into UDA and nawatetea. Then all of a sudden, when the UDA are now not that popular. Everyone hates UDA and ODM. Oh, now he's seen the lights. I shouldn't be lying to. See, that's why I'm saying people like that, I can't buy into what they're telling me, because how do I know that he's just saying that kwa sababu anataka ameona sasa mambo mbaya huko? You see, that's why me,
and
Ndindi
my
Nyoro,
Q,
Babu Winos,
my Q is they want to impeach him from the chairmanship of that committee yenye anaongelelea. Actually plans are underway to replace him.
Yeah, nilisikia ilikuwa nani Ichungwa alikuwa anaongea hivyo. I think Ichungwa mentioned something like that. Ichungwa naye hata I don't know how Ichungwa ana survive. That guy is a clown.
It's the Kenyan people who should be telling me the economy is growing.
I think this is
and therefore that calls upon us, all of us in this hall, that all the policies that we make must advance.
I think this is the same one Nilicheza, but anyway, I'll find that clip in its entirety na nitaicheza. Anyway, Mabri, wacha nifunge duka for now, but I'll get some clips. Najua wewe utakuwa umelala saa 6 usiku na nusu, because huko itakuwa nini a little bit late.
Saa 6 usiku utanipata hapa.
Nikikuja ile saa 6 usiku huwa siwaoni nawaonanga tu mchana, so najaribu kuja mchana ndio niwapate. So
leo unaweza nipata.
Leo naweza kupata. Umetoka safari. Dania Faruk amesha kuachilia. But it's okay. Yeah, I'll be having another session. I have to stop right now because shughuli tu huku kidogo. But I'm so glad. Gather those intelligence. I need those inside information vile unanipatia a very good perspective on how Kenyan politics works. Okay? Ndio maana wa appreciate watu kama Gypsy Corner hapo kwa comment section. Mabri pia, Pritpal Kaur, Francis Irungu pia kwa hapo. So, mkiingia hivi na mnaniambia, mnapatia perspective ya vile vitu kwa ground vile mambo iko. I like that. So I appreciate you so much. But yeah, for anyone who's going to watch in repeat, please like, subscribe, share, comment. We shall see how this new administration, Trump won't take office till January 20-something, first, I think, or 20th, where he'll be sworn in. That's when he'll become the president. So between now, I think Kamala Harris will probably start a nuclear warfare and blow the whole world so nobody can survive. No. Because ameshindwa. So we don't know. We wait and see. Amekataa hata kuzungumza na watu. Nindi ananiambia pia atatoa concession speech. So but yeah, I'll be back for 5:30, then tutachambua siasa sasa vile tuingie mambo ya Kindiki, tuingie mambo ya Ndindi Nyoro, Babu Owino, na what this new alliance and what will happen on Saturday, kwa sababu Uhuru Kenyatta is making a comeback. Wamesema Kasarani watu 2,000,000 wa show up Kasarani on Saturday 9th November. We want to see what will that be about.
Na nikuambie ujue in Mount Kenya waliban political meetings.
Sasa watabana. Unafikiri unaweza kubana Uhuru Kenyatta wewe?
They can't. Nilikuwa kuambia tu, I know that walinini.
Yeah. But it will be in Kasarani. Kasarani is not necessarily Mount Kenya.
So hiyo that will be hiyo event, najua nataka kuflex muscles waone if they still have the nini ya wananchi. But anyway, we'll talk about it in the next session.
All right, everyone umesikia, mtaletewa habari moto 12:30 a.m. Kenyan time, saa 6:30. I'll be here. If you're living in America huko East Coast time, itakuwa 5:30 p.m. Ukiwa LA or something Pacific time, itakuwa I think it's 3:30 or 2:30 p.m. Ukiwa Europe, I think it will be around 8 or 7, somewhere like that. Ukiwa New, itakuwa asubuhi. So tune in, subscribe, share, like, comment, and put your notification on, so we'll be here and we'll talk about all that. What the new administration, Trump administration, their relationship with Ruto. Will it stay the same? Tutaona hii ushinanigans ambao tunaona nani Meg Whitman anatembea na and he's slapping everyone around, anaambia Soipan hapa fanya hivi, anaambia IMF body fanya hivi, na anaambia Joho You see how tutachambua yoyote. There's so much to talk about. But meet me there 12:30 p.m. this evening. We'll talk about it and we'll cover all that. Thank you so much, guys. And if you see someone called Pen Nyagaga, please tell him to come in and alilipe $300 yangu. I'm a lose bet. Naseme Kibaso is corrupt as he promised, because that was the bet. So he needs to come here and say, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much again for the last umpteenth time. Share, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Peace and blessing. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.